Hello, I welcome you all for the topic the circuit breakers. This comes in the subject power system too. So the circuit breakers are one of the important components in the power system. I have displayed some images for your reference. The image shows that the switch got fire due to some short circuit. So can you relate in which way this short circuit and fire accident are related to the circuit breakers? Yes, the answer is correct. The circuit breakers protect the power system components from fire hazards, and also some abnormalities occurs means the circuit breaker act as a protective element. So these are all the topic outline which we are going to see today. First of all, we will discuss what is the purpose of circuit breaker. Starting from that, the working principle, key components, classifications and types, then what are the various types of circuit breaker and their operations, their applications, advantages and limitations. So these are all the topics we are going to see in detail. At the end of this lecture, you could able to understand what is the circuit breaker, in which way this is important to the power system. This diagram shows the simple operation of circuit breaker. The main two things in the circuit breaker are fixed and sliding contact, and there is a relay mechanism which is used to sense the fault. So we can say that the circuit breakers are mainly used for making and breaking the circuit with the help of the fixed and sliding contact. In order to sense the fault, we are using the relays. So in that relay there is a trip coil placed. That trip coil is being energized if any abnormalities occur. If it is in normal state, it will not energize. So that will energize and it will pull the sliding contact so that the circuit gets open. So this closing and opening operation takes place in the confined environment in order to avoid the fire hazard that cause damage to the nearby equipment. Then what is the purpose of circuit breakers? So main purpose is to protect the damage from other fire hazards or any abnormalities occur. If the current flow exceeds beyond the certain limit, it will interrupt the current flow and thereby it protects the circuit. Then in olden days we are using the fuses which needs the manual replacement every time. So those fuses are also the protective elements in which the copper or aluminum wire will be placed based upon the requirement. The thickness will proportionately increased. If fault occurs, those fuses will burn out, and if you want to re-establish the connection, we have to fix the fuse again. So that is the very tedious process, but this circuit breakers automatically trips down. Once the fault is getting addressed, you can easily trip on or turn on. So these circuit breakers can able to sense between the normal and fault condition. It will keeps on working during the normal condition, but during the fault condition it will protect the connected equipment from the abnormalities or high current or high voltage. Here we use the electromagnetic concept or thermal element to protect the element. If the coil energizes, automatically it will attract the plunger so that the circuit will get open. This is one concept. Another concept, there will be a thermal rod placed. If it heated up due to the overcurrent, then automatically it will open the circuit. So the circuit breaker trips based upon the spring action. Once the trip coil is getting energized, automatically it will pull down the plunger. The circuit breaker opens. So in the right side I have shown the simple circuit breaker for your reference. So you can able to turn on from bottom to top. If you want to turn off, you have to pull down from top to down. So in that they have mentioned the image. If it is in 0, it is means that it is open condition. If it is a straight line, it means it is in a closed condition. So the main key components are the fixed and moving contacts, and then the most important thing, arc extinguishing mechanism. Because of interrupting the high current, the arc will be produced between the fixed and moving contacts. We have to extinguish that arc in a safer manner. So for that we have employed any kind of an environment which is capable of extinguishing the arc in a safer manner. That can be air, that can be oil, that can be a sulfur hexafluoride gas, or that can be a vacuum, and so on. So all the circuit breakers operate when the abnormalities occurs. So for that there will be a operating mechanism. Then the trip unit is nothing but a relay which is used to sense the fault. Then one of the important and interesting thing in the circuit breaker is its classifications. We can classify based upon the voltage, based upon the installation, or even based upon the mechanism. If it is based upon the voltage, then it will be of low and medium and high voltage based upon the level of operating voltage. If it is the case of installation, then we can turn into indoor circuit breakers and outdoor circuit breakers. Then based upon the mechanism, it will be of an manual and automatic. So the manual means you have to re-energize the circuit by pulling upwards. Automatic means it will turn on once the fault get recovered. These are all some broad categories of circuit breakers. One is a miniature circuit breaker, molded case circuit breaker, air circuit breaker, vacuum circuit breaker, SF6 circuit breaker, oil circuit breaker. Based upon the operating voltages, the varieties will be used. So for high voltage operation, mainly the SF6 circuit breakers are used. Then for domestic purpose in homes, we will be using the MCB and the MCCB. So we will be discussing these circuit breakers in detail in the upcoming slides. This is the image of MCB. You could see that the three phases plus one neutral is being turned on with a single push. It is mainly used for the low current protection. The level of operation will be very fast, and mainly it is used for residential purpose and also for commercial purpose. So in the name, the manufacturer names will be marked, and the level of voltages, then ISI logo and other things will be marked. The next one, molded case circuit breaker, that is MCCB. It has a higher current capacity than MCB. It has an adjustable trips. If you want to level down or level up the trips, it is possible in this MCCB. It is mainly used for industrial application, not for domestic application. Cost wise, it is somewhat higher than the MCB. So all the details will be printed in the body of the MCCB and MCB, what level it can handle, what kind of mechanism it is employed, who is the manufacturer of that MCB. All the things will be mentioned in this case of the circuit breaker. The next one is an air circuit breaker. So they are using the air as an dielectric medium to extinguish the arc which produced between the fixed and moving contact. It is mainly used for low to medium voltage, not for high voltage. The main drawback with this air circuit breaker is during the operation, because of the valve opening and closing, the noise will be produced, and also the frequent maintenance also required for this air circuit breaker. The next one is a vacuum circuit breaker. So we all know the vacuum is a very good source of dielectric medium. So the arc is being quenched efficiently in this vacuum environment. So this does not require any maintenance, and also the lifetime is very high compared with the other type of circuit breakers. It is mainly employed for medium level voltages. This is the most interesting category of circuit breaker, that is a sub 6 circuit breaker. They are using sulfur hexafluoride gas for suppressing the arc. Actually, it has act as a dielectric medium to suppress the arc. It has less number of free electrons so that the arc will be extinguished in a faster manner. Most of the substations use this kind of SF6 circuit breaker for handling the high level of voltages. So this SF6 gas is an costlier one, so that the construction of this SF6 circuit breaker is somewhat costlier than air circuit breaker and vacuum circuit breaker. The next one is an oil circuit breaker. Oil circuit breakers are somewhat bulkier in size because of the oil tanks, and those oils has to be replaced in a periodical manner. If the oil circuit breakers does not replace, then the dielectric property which present inside the oil loses, so the arc will not be quenched properly if the oil is not replaced on time. So these are all the applications of circuit breakers. So you all know, for power distribution purpose, industrial machinery operation, then for residential safety. Mainly these circuit breakers are used for safety purposes. Then integration of renewable energy systems, these circuit breakers plays a vital role. If you want to integrate any circuit, any power source to the grid, these circuit breakers paves the way for that. There are some advantages and limitations for these circuit breakers too. The advantages are it can be reused, and based upon our level of operating voltage we can select the type of circuit breaker which we need. Then some limitations are it requires some frequent maintenance, and the gases such as SF6 are having the environmental impact. So till now we discussed about the importance of circuit breaker, how it operates, what are all the various types of circuit breakers, then the explanation about each type of circuit breakers, where it is used. So the circuit breakers plays a vital role in protecting all the devices from fire hazards and abnormalities. So the emerging trends in these circuit breakers are some smart circuit breakers and hybrid circuit breakers. Even IoT integration based circuit breakers are possible in the future days. So thank you for your patient listening. We will be discussing another interesting topic in the upcoming video. Thank you all.